Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayflight 334 RTS travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, you're going to have a slide and this awning to leave room for. On your off campsite, besides your slides, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Both can be toward the middle of your unit. Power plug's going to be right in front of your tires, in front of your slide, and then your water connection is going to be right behind your front slide. So park your coordinates so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. The unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now your unit door is right about the middle of the unit, so go ahead and throw a level in there. Run that up and down to your level. Should you lose power, under this rubber stopper, your hand crank for your stabilizing jacks will get on that and bring that up and down without power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Once you get your unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. You have to do quick drop stabilizing jacks. You will unsnap your little safety chain here, grab your hand crank, literally crank it down about 2 times, just until you can get a hold of this cotter pin, pull that out, and drop them right down. Now I am going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads will protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop. Keep them from sinking into the hot blacktop. Use your 10% off coupon. Grab a 4-pack of those, put them down underneath these. Once you drop it, go ahead and get a couple more cranks to the right and just bring it down until it's taut. Remember, our unit's already level, we just want to stabilize it. Go ahead and get all 4 of those down. Once your unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, your power cord plugs in here on the side, big long 50 amp cord. They plug in, say, 10 o'clock. Push them in about there, and then turn it to the right. Put your black washer on. Now at the end of that, in your convenience pack will be a dog bone. That'll bring you from 50 down to 30. And also a 30 to 15 amp plug to bring you down in case you need to plug into a 110. Got your power hooked up. Let's hook up your water. Oh, here's a 30 to 15 amp. At campsites, you're going to hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use these. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Find your hot water heater. Yours is right over here. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's closed, that we haven't left that open from draining it last time. So go ahead and make sure that is down. Then we can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside, open up your slides, get in there and open up all of your water taps, your sinks, your showers. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Then shut them off and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. Well, in that case, right next to our city water is going to be our potable water tank. Now the way you're going to watch this one here is you're going to hook up the same way. But you're going to go inside and you're going to watch the level of your tanks. Where you've got your black and gray tanks, there's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on this when you're filling it up. Once it's full, remove that hose, put that cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water, that's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set to camp. We got power and water. I'm going to go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the off camp side. Part of our big pass-through storage there. More storage here. Big storage area there. There's your extra gray tank. Talk about those when leaving the campsite. Same thing with the black tank flush. Fresh water, city water. This is an outdoor shower, 751 Clio. Open that up. Down here again is our black and gray tanks. We'll dump those later. Our low point drains. Those are actually going to be right up underneath here. Again, our hot water heater. There's a flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear, but it does get hot. And we sell bug guards for those too. There's a vent for your hood range and doors. Your other low point drain, that big white one there, is going to be a fresh water tank. That's where you plug in the cable at the campsites. More storage again. Come around to the rear unit, got a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there several times a year. Check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera. Got a nice cover for your spare tire. Keep that on there. Keep that from dry rotting. I don't have your slides open. I just want to mention on your slide seals that rubber piece that flips back and forth, you want to keep that nice and flexible and pliable over the years. The sun does tend to bake them. They sell a spray that you can put on those. Recommend throwing some on a couple times a year. Your awning does have a pitch control. I can pull down on this and pitch your awning off to the side for rain. But I highly recommend bringing in your awning in rain or high winds. Just a big recommendation by me. I just see too much damage to people leaving them out. They're great for shade. Got a couple of outdoor speakers here. There's a TV mount indoors that you can snap on here. Cable and 110 for that hookup. The other side of your pass-through storage here. Here is that TV mount. The propane does have a cover. Has a regulator. Just point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Back in here. Lefty loosey to open on those. It about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up side unit. First thing I always like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway. We'll come right over here to our control panel and turn on some lights. Turn that on up here. Alright, let's start with your awning. On your awning control is right here. You don't want to run that awning out until you can see that brown bar and your flap has fallen down. If you hold that extend down, that will run itself up past that point, flip up onto itself and start to run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. As I'm bringing that in, again, this is our lights. Over here is our control panel. Checking the levels of our battery. Fresh water, that's one I said to watch when you're filling up your freshwater tank. Your black and gray tanks. And here's where you turn on your water pump when you want to get to that fresh water. Slide controls here. We're going to go ahead and open them up so I get this awning the rest of the way in. Awning lights are controlled from in here as well. Just the one on the left. Alright, so we're going to slides out. Alright, one over on the far left is going to be your kitchen slide. A little more lubricant on the slide seals. This is going to be our dinette side. If you hear that noise, that's just the slide mechanism telling you that it's all the way out. Come back here to our bedroom. Put you over here on the wall and hit out. Turn this slide out. Alright. Slides out, let's go ahead and start walking through the unit. Coming into our pantry area, down here is your breaker box and fuses. Got a ton of 15s and a couple of handful of 25s as well. Highly recommend keeping some of those with you. Got some manuals in here. Get in there and check them out. Read them over. Charging port and 110s. Get your self-explanatory microwave. Got a light and fan above your cooktop. Just fold this glass top back. It makes a nice backsplash. Turn your light on. Turn that to high right there. Hit your spark over here, and that's how those light up. Now, you may have to, when you first get there, bleed your lines and go ahead and get some gas in them before they'll light up. Same thing on the oven. Turn it to the light. Spark it here. Just look down there. You'll see the pilot light turn on. Lock that panel light down. It becomes an oven light. Make sure this glass is down for traveling. Fridge controls are inside. Freezer as well. On your island, just want to mention, you got some plumbing. Square-headed screws for those. Here's where you keep an eye on your plumbing. Make sure nothing's working loose over time if you travel a lot in this. Your television has a swivel. Hold down on that little cloth piece right there, and that will release that so you can swivel this out. Push it back up. Yes, sir. Snap it back in for travel. Above your TV is AM, FM, Bluetooth sound system. Indoor and outdoor speakers. See if I can pick up something in this metal building here. There we go. So indoor and outdoor speakers. Nice sound system. Television, remote's where it should be. Turn that on, take a minute to come on. As it does, I'm going to tell you about your fireplace. Like, you know, it's kind of quick. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat, folks. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, and if you're at a campsite, crank the heat up on this and it will get it toasty in here in no time. Television. I just recommend going into your home. Get in there when you arrive at the campsite, run a digital channel scan so that you can pick up all the channels at the campsite. Remote for your sound system as well. Show you quickly how to turn your sofa into a bed. Got a couple of Velcro cushions back here. Hold them out of the way. Stand in the middle. Lift your arms out or up and towards you. Pull it back down. Just that quickly, you've got a nice sleeper. Just remember, when putting this away, make sure you put the back up first. This folds on a couple hinges. The middle, again, standing in the middle gives you good leverage here. Hold these in. Okay, knock them down. And we're back to a sofa. Our recliners are what I call parachute pull. Pull on this parachute pull, that'll kick your feet out. Use your own feet to push it back down. Your island has a 110 and your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention that's 12 volt, that is always running off your battery. So if you do go dry camping, nothing plugged in charge your battery, any solar power or anything, if you're going to be gone for the day, disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this running your battery down while you're gone. Dinette, of course, will lift up, remove the bars, put your tabletop on these stoppers here. Flat cushions on top for another sleeper. It should have a smoke alarm. There it is. Then we'll talk about this AC by coming to our thermostat here in the hallway. I'll start by turning on, there's a fan, and then there's AC with the little snowflake on. Kicks on really quickly. You do have a quick dump here to open up or blast it through the unit. I'm gonna shut my AC off. Circle around to off. Generally that'll shut off rather quickly. Whereas once that shuts off and I go back in here and turn on your furnace, you'll notice that the furnace fan will take a couple minutes to shut off compared to the AC. There goes the AC. Now let's circle through the furnace. Kick that heat on real quick. Make sure we turn for that. There we go. Now I'm going to shut that off. And like I said, it's going to literally run for about 2 minutes before it shuts off. Coming into our bathroom, we got a 110 with GFCI reset. We've got a spot to turn on and off your hot water heater. Lighting. Shower doors that you want to have snap closed for travel. Your bedroom slash bathroom door you want snap open for travel. Your bed does have storage underneath, all accessible from outdoors, lots of storage. It's all up on hydraulics, so that helps. You got your big closet here, and you are prepped for a washer dryer. Washer dryer can go in here. Speaking of solar, the unit does come with a solar panel. The whole purpose of this is your solar controller is to keep your solar panels from overcharging your battery. The only thing you have to be concerned about is making sure that you are on the type of battery that you have, and it's going to be wet. Get back to, that's all good. Back to 1, which is battery. Hold that in. Move the battery over to flooded. You just need to keep that on flooded. I'll send you a separate video from GP Electric on how to set that. Prep for a TV here, backer, cable, and 110. It about covers everything in here. It's like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by walking through and shutting off all of my lights. In here it looks like it's going to be a bunch of individual lights. I'll show you the easiest way that I have found is to come to my control panel and shut off my interior lights. Then I can see all the accent lights that I need to walk through the unit and shut off. This one touch lighting is nice because you can just leave one of those on at night for a night light. Same thing in the bedroom. Did want to mention your bedroom AC turns on from back here. I missed that. You do have a hand crank open power exhaust vent here in the bathroom. Make sure that is closed when leaving. All our lights are on. Turn back on my main lights and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. We don't want doors breaking because they weren't closed properly. Come back in here to the bedroom. We're going to close this room up first. Sit there by pressing in here. Turn on my bathroom light so you can see this happening in there. You can see that coming in. Again, that noise is the mechanism saying we're in all the way, shut it off. Or in this case, let go of the button. Alright, let's start with our off cap side one. With our slides in, shut off the lights and exit the unit. Biggest thing on these steps, bringing them up or down to make sure this door is all the way open. Otherwise, that will hit right there and catch on that. Lock that in there that keeps your door from hitting against your screen. Before we leave the dump station, we're going to lock and deadbolt this. Lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that handle for traveling. Alright, if we are dry camping. We're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Come around here to our freshwater low point drain. Open up that freshwater tank, dump it, and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right in front of your tires on your off-camp side. A 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. You're going to hook that up here, and the first handle you're going to pull is this black holding tank. That's going to be your sewage. Once it sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. Shows empty or close to it. Come back out here, leave that black handle open, come over here, grab the hose at the dump station and hook it up to this tank flush valve. Again, emphasizing leaving that handle open. Turn that hose on. That's going to wash out that nastiness out of your black tank. Let that run for a good 5 minutes. When that's done, close that up. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Close that black and pull this gray. Now the gray is going to be cleaner water, your sinks and your showers. Usually while those are draining, I'll get up in here and dump my low point drains. Open them up. When that one's done, close that gray and then come up and pull this front gray tank. Again, cleaner waters. It's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. When that's empty, close that up. Grab that sewage hose. Come back here to your bumper. And conveniently, more importantly, sanitarily, store your sewage hose right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. We hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.